Hi! Hey guys, today's video is about this apartment where I've been living in for about a year now, almost a year, and I've been receiving a lot of different questions from my previous video and also on my IG story, so I'm gonna answer them. Let me introduce my apartment a little bit before we get started. When you walk in, there's a toilet, and then you get a living space which I made into an office and also a dining area, and above that I hang my clothes, my little closet space, and my bed. The stairs are very steep, but it trains my butt muscles. I love like that this is the only cardio I do, so it's fine. There's also no kitchen, it's just a tiny pantry. I don't know if you can tell from this, but it's great for me. I just use an electric cooker thing to make soup. I rarely cook, so this is just perfect for me. Just a small space to cut some fruit. Before I get into the questions and answers, I would like to thank Cove for partnering up with me to do this video, because I don't think I'll have that courage to ever do it unless someone like, can you go and do it? I'm like, okay, I will do it. And Cove makes it easier, faster and more flexible to rent spaces in studios and homes. Cove has a bunch of properties that are curated in the best locations that are move-in ready homes. All you need is your luggage. I'll be talking more about Cove at the end of the video, and I also have a discount code if anyone is interested. So if you like, you can forward ahead, or if not, you can stay with me and hear my answers. Wait, before I start, I'm not a professional in this field of property. I am not a financial advisor. Yeah, this is everything that I'm saying is from personal experience. Yeah, that's all. Question 1, how did you find this property? So I was on the Property Guru website and I was looking for a space for myself for around like 3 to 4 months, and then I stumbled upon this listing. Yeah, and I was like refreshing every single day, hoping like, oh my god, like something cute please. So how do you find your space? Like how do you find such a unique space? Like what were your searches? So I didn't actually search any words. All I did was narrow down the districts, because I already knew which districts I would want to stay, and then I narrowed down my price range. My price range is like 1.8 to 2. Like that was the max I'm willing to pay for rent. Changed my filter from like the usual, which is like suggested or something like that, to newest, like by time, because a lot of the listings go out really fast. So it's best to, you know, just see the ones that are new to get first tips. I toggle between 99.co and Property Guru website. Personally, I do think that finding a space is like, am I allowed to say this? Finding a space is like Tinder. You know, if the person is not available, if the space is not available, it wouldn't be on a listing. It's not like shopping online, you know, like that the listing will be there but it just says out of stock and like wait for the restock. It doesn't work that way. It works more like dating sites, where if the person is available, then the person is online. So it's all about like timing, you know, like to see like whether you guys both available for each other. So don't stress about it. It will take a while until you find like, you know, your perfect space. The next question, how much is your rent? So my rent is just nice in my search zone, which was like 1.8 to 2. Recently, I just searched up Property Guru for a space similar to mine, like around the same size in the same location, but it's like around 2.3 right now, which is way above my budget. Next question we have, did you negotiate? I didn't negotiate price because I came in and I was supposed to replace the previous tenant's contract and I cannot change the price. But however, I kind of negotiated other things like changing of the washing machine, changing of the floor tiles, changing of the shower head, everything. Like I tried to get the landlord to agree, and I also negotiated on, I wanted an unfurnished space, but I wanted to furnish the space, and I kind of wanted him to pay for the furniture that I was going to buy, because I'm not going to leave with this furniture. I'm going to leave the furniture here, right? So it makes sense for me to like not pay. But he also negotiated back. We agreed that, you know, since you get to choose, maybe, you know, we pay half or something like that. So that was kind of my deal. So it's not just negotiating about price, it's also negotiating about what you're getting, and maintenance and furnitures and all that stuff. Yeah. So next question, Does rental take up majority of your income? So for me, yeah, it does. Obviously it worries me a lot, and I'm not gonna say like exact percentage because my career is, I'm a freelancer. I don't get like exact income every month. So for me, it's really just like enjoying life and being present and not thinking about money. But like that's terrible advice. You can don't listen to me. Moving on. What is my personal rental history? I used to rent with someone else. That was my first time renting, so this is my second space. My first time renting was with an ex, and we wanted to move out during like lockdown. So we found a lease of 6 months, and we did that together in a condominium. It was great. The space was great. The relationship not so, but yeah. And now I'm on my own. I found this space by myself, and I love it. Space constraints and how I navigate around it. So my space is obviously very small. Not everyone's rental space is this tiny, but for me, how I navigate around it is I buy furniture that can double up as different things. My couch can open up and I can throw a bunch of stuff underneath. My stools double up as decoration and they can be used as seats when people come over. My tables are foldable and I can keep them. Laundry rack foldable, can keep them. My extra chairs are all foldable and I can keep them as well. So I just try to have like minimal stuff and everything that I can like fold and keep. So next question, is it hard to do chores? I don't think it's difficult. I think it's more like setting aside time and learning your own lifestyle. I think it's more of like changing the intention of chores. So you finally have your own space. You want to enjoy living in it. You don't want to live in a dump, right? So you gotta do your chores. For me, I like just choose a random day, or like when I'm not feeling like I want to do work, like I'll just clean up, you know, whenever I want to. And when I change the intention from you have to do your chores to let's do our chores, you know, let's enjoy, let's play some music, dance around and like do our chores, it's so different. I really do enjoy doing my chores now, so it's not that difficult. But if you're asking me like, okay, so my space is so small, right, is it difficult to do laundry? Put it out here and I dry, like I don't really have issues. My laundry doesn't stink. I haven't gotten like any complaints from people. I think it smells great. Like I don't have issue. So pros and cons of living in a shop house. Let's start with cons. Okay, let's just start with cons. You know, we like to complain. One, I have to get used to, so I never lived in a landed property before, but living in a shop house is kind of like that, but like tiny version, right? So you have to throw your own trash. I don't really go out of the house. I work at home. I do everything here, and I order in food. So I got a lot of trash, but like I need to plan to go downstairs to throw it. So for me, like that's a con, throwing your own trash. Climbing a lot of stairs is a con. Not for me, like I do enjoy the stairs. So other than these stairs, there's also like stairs up the apartment. It's a lot for people who aren't able to access the stairs. Then yeah, like this place is not possible to live in. For me, like I do see it as exercise. But because of the stairs, I get very angry delivery men. For larger things, for example, when I delivered my bed and when my landlord delivered the washing machine, we had to pay extra for the stairs. So these things are like something that, you know, you can think about, like would you be willing to pay for that? And then I don't know if you can hear, it's because I'm by the roadside. Shop houses are usually by the roadside. The roads are very noisy. They are very congested with like buses and like cars cutting each other. So there's always a lot of like pa 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 pa, you know, like it's very noisy. But I don't mind it. For me, it's kind of like white noise. It's like, oh, I'm not alone. But because I'm near the road, it gets very dusty very easily. My lease term is pretty long. It's 2 years. It was quite like hard for me to say like, oh my god, okay, sure, like 2 years of, you know, this space. I don't know, I just like did it anyways. But yeah, I think 2 years is pretty long. And then liaising with the agent and the landlord, there's pros and cons to it. Like yeah, you have their phone numbers, but do they respond, you know? And like things do take a while. Okay, so next con would be neighbors. I think for me, because this shop house specifically is like split out into different units and the walls are like false walls, so I can hear my neighbors, I can hear their dogs barking, I can hear their dogs crying, and I'm sure they can hear a lot of things that I do as well, like singing and like dancing, yeah, it's not that bad. Okay, so let's go back to the pros. Let's just like sum it all up in a very positive way. This shophouse is very charming and I enjoy waking up to it. I love that the lights are all warm lights, and you know, there's like exposed brick walls that just like make me feel very comfortable. I don't know why. And the sunset's beautiful for this specific location. There's food all around because there are shops downstairs, right? There's like dentists downstairs, there's like meat butchers everywhere, there's food everywhere, there's like a few hawkers nearby. Like, it's just bustling town. So I think it's a unique experience that everyone would love to try to experience living in. Yeah. What's the difference between living in a condo, a shophouse, and co-living spaces? So condo has facilities like the pool, the gym, nice toilets, entryway, you have parking, and you have guardhouse, right? So security guards. So when I was first renting a condo, I was very, very comfortable with it. You know, my partner could use the gym, I would walk around, and then like there's always like security guards everywhere. Like, I felt very, very safe. And you know, I know like if anything happened or like anything like broken or whatever, I can always call the people in the condominium to kind of see how to help, right? And then I love like suntanning at the pool. So I don't have these facilities anymore, obviously. So a shophouse, on the contrary, has no guardhouse, no facilities. It is what it is. Like, you get this, it's this. But yeah, there's no security, and like for the first time when I moved here on my first day, I did freak out a little bit because I'm so used to living in spaces with like security guards and lights and stuff like that. And the corridors here are pretty much like no lights on, because if the store is closed, the store is closed, right? You know, so the whole space would be like dark. It's co-living spaces, so it can be like any sort of property. It will be very beautiful because it's like curated, cleaned, and designed, and you will live with a bunch of different people and you have common spaces to meet new people. So compared to the first two, whereas you are alone, but like in co-living spaces you're not alone. The rental is like more short-term, like you can choose short-term rents so that you can like, you know, just try and then try different locations in Singapore, that kind of thing. I think that's fun. I really do think that's fun. Like, me choosing to be in this space for 2 years, like that was a huge jump for me, honestly. Beautifully decorated, clean, and ready to move in kind of homes. Like, you just need to bring your luggage. You don't need to think about furniture. You don't need to think about like carrying things up and stuff like that. Everything is like ready for you, and you can always like upgrade your plan and get like cleaning services in. Okay, so now that we're talking about co-living spaces, so let's talk about Cove now. Cove makes it easier, faster, and more flexible to rent rooms and studios. Cove has 3 tiers of offerings: Basics, Classics, and Luxe. And apart from the co-living sharing situation, they also offer studio rooms and 1-bedder apartments for people who like more privacy, while also enjoying the co-living aspect of being invited to join community events by Cove. The types of homes that are available are shophouses, condominiums, and landed homes. These co-living spaces come with your own room and then the common areas that you share with your housemates. And they have over 400 different rooms to choose from. So after looking at Cove's offerings and stuff like that, what stood out to me was that you can lease short term. So their minimum lease is 3 months, and you can't get 3 months on like Property Guru. These agents want to lease out at least a year because it's like, who wants to deal with so much paperwork and like searching for new people, right? Just personally, from renting this space, right, I'm 1 year in and there's 1 more year. Yeah, like time flies quickly. But what if I didn't? So for me, like, I do like this space a lot. But what if I didn't like this space? Like, I still have to like continue through, or else I lose my deposit just by like moving out. If I had known about Cove earlier, I would have just tried like a 3-month lease at Cove just to like test out living alone, test out living in a shophouse. Like, do I really like it? Like, am I able to live in a shophouse, you know? So everyone has like different lifestyles, different incomes. So I think like 3 months to, you know, just try it out and move out from your house is it's good to try. It's good to try and know like what do you like about living alone, what do you do when you live alone, like how is your lifestyle like when you live alone. I think those things are very, very like interesting to look at. I think a change of environment is great for your mental health. So 3 months is really okay. And I have a discount code later, so if you're interested. And because it's fully furnished before you move in, right, there's no like additional charges of like moving things up. Like you can just always go down and collect your deliveries. It's not like something that you need to pay extra for. And then if you're not used to living alone and cleaning up by yourself, you can always opt like additional charges for cleaning. So I partnered up with Cove together to, you know, do this video. It's because I just feel like a lot of people ask me about moving out, and you know, I do think that it's a huge leap of faith. And I feel like, you know, with these kind of like co-living spaces that allow short-term lease, right, it's not too much of a jump for everyone. These spaces are always like high-end locations that are very accessible everywhere, and it'll give you a different feel to living in Singapore. Like, choose somewhere different, go and try something new. It's not a holiday, obviously. It's more of a pushing yourself out of your comfort zone. You know, what if you move out from your parents, if you're staying with your parents? What if you move out with the people that you're usually used to living with if they're not your parents? You know, just change your environment a little bit. And it's, yeah, I think it's interesting. I do highly recommend, you know, trying to live in different locations in Singapore, just to like get a feel. My previous like rental space, it was in town. It was very like central. It was Dhoby Ghaut. And I didn't think that, you know, Singapore is so small. I didn't think that like living somewhere else would change much, but it changed my whole perspective of living life. Okay, it sounds so ridiculous, but it did. Like it changed my life. I usually, you know, am someone that don't go out of the house, but living in town, like I was running around town, like exercising, like running physically. I was walking around buying groceries. I walked everywhere. I tried like yoga studios all over town. Like I would just walk to studio and then home. And it was a whole different lifestyle. Like if I think about it, I just feel like, oh my god, that was a lifetime ago, when it's really not. It's like a few years ago. So I think like that change of environment, despite like being in the same country, is so interesting. And that was actually when I found out that I really like doing laundry, because despite like, you know, being with my ex at that point in time, and he was cheating on me while we were renting out space, I still like really enjoyed doing laundry. So I did his laundry as well, like weekly, every Sunday. I did it like very like happily. But anyway, that's like a story for another time. So without moving out, I wouldn't learn a lot of things about myself, that I like laundry, that I like cleaning up my space, that I like decorating, that I actually love collecting cups. I didn't realize that I enjoy cups and blankets a lot. Like I have a bunch of blankets. So you know, it's like learning new things about yourself, and just give yourself that chance too. So I know we've waited so long for the end of the video. We're finally at the end of the video. Yay! So my discount code is CovexChara. It's $200 off your first month rental. $200 off is a great deal. So you know, if you've always wanted to try, like this is it. This is the time. This is the time to try. That's it. That's kind of it. I'm so happy I got through this video. I filmed this 4 times. I think 5 now. This is the 5th take if you're watching this. Let me know how well I did. Just don't tell me the bad stuff, please, because I know. Praise me, alright everyone? Praise me in the comment section. Share this video if you found anything useful for you and your friends. Like, comment, share, I don't know, whatever. Yeah, that's it. Yeah. Okay, bye.